subscribe channel, like and comment video.
Heidi. Chapter 1. A child of the mountains. High in the Swiss Alps, where the air was fresh and the mountains touched the sky, there lived a little girl named Heidi. The mountains were her world, green meadows dotted with wildflowers in summer, white and silent under snow in winter, and always watched over by towering peaks that seemed as old as time itself. Heidi was only 5 years old when this story truly began. She had dark, shining eyes full of wonder and curly brown hair that bounced when she ran. Though small, her heart was large, and she had a smile that could warm even the coldest day. Heidi had not always lived in the mountains. Her parents had died when she was very young, and since then she had been passed from one relative to another. Now, her Aunt Dita, who had taken care of her for a while, was leading her up a steep mountain path. The sun was bright, and cowbells rang softly in the distance. "Are we almost there?" Heidi asked cheerfully, skipping along. "Yes," Dita replied shortly. "We're going to your grandfather." "My grandfather?" Heidi repeated. "What is he like?" Dita did not answer right away. The villagers below feared the old man. He was known as the Armuncle, a man who lived alone in a hut high above the village and rarely spoke to anyone. "You'll see," Dita said at last. Chapter 2. The Armuncle. At the top of the mountain stood a small wooden hut with a sloping roof. Goats grazed nearby, and smoke rose from the chimney. Dita knocked on the door. A tall, stern-looking old man opened it. His beard was gray, his eyes sharp, and his expression hard. "What do you want?" he asked. "This is your granddaughter, Heidi," Dita said quickly. "I have work in the city. You must take care of her." Before he could reply, Dita placed Heidi's small bundle on the ground and hurried away down the path. Heidi looked up at the old man and smiled. "Good evening, grandfather," she said politely. The Armuncle grunted but stepped aside to let her in. The hut was simple but warm. Heidi explored it eagerly, peeking at everything with delight. "This is beautiful," she exclaimed. "And look at the mountains." The old man watched her quietly, surprised by her joy. That night, Heidi slept soundly on a bed of fresh hay in the loft, smiling in her dreams. Chapter 3. Peter the Goat Herd. The next morning, Heidi met Peter, a barefoot boy who herded goats up the mountain. "She's staying with you?" Peter asked the Armuncle in disbelief. "Yes," the old man said gruffly. Heidi clapped her hands. "I can come with you and the goats." And so she did. Heidi loved following the goats, especially Snowflake, the beautiful white goat, and Little Swan, her favorite. Peter's grandmother, who was blind and lived in a small hut below, soon came to love Heidi as well. Heidi would bring her bread and describe the mountains in such detail that grandmother felt as if she could see them. "You bring sunshine with you, child," grandmother often said. Chapter 4. Happiness on the Alp. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Heidi grew strong and happy. She ran barefoot through the grass, drank fresh goat's milk, and slept peacefully each night. Even the Armuncle changed. He spoke more, smiled sometimes, and no longer seemed so harsh. Heidi's joy softened his heart. Chapter 5. Taken to Frankfurt. One day, Aunt Dita returned. "You're coming with me," she told Heidi. "You're going to live in Frankfurt with a wealthy family." Heidi's smile faded. "But grandfather, Peter of the mountains," as she cried. Still, she was taken away. Frankfurt was loud and crowded. Heidi was sent to live with Clara Sesseman, a kind but sickly girl who could not walk and spent her days in a wheelchair. At first, Heidi was shy, but soon she and Clara became close friends. Heidi told stories of the Alps so vividly that Clara felt as though she had been there herself. However, Heidi missed the mountains terribly. She grew pale and sad. At night, she would sleepwalk, opening doors and wandering through the house. The strict housekeeper, Miss Rottenmeier, was alarmed. Eventually, the doctor realized Heidi was suffering from homesickness. "She must return to the mountains," he said firmly, "or she will become very ill." Chapter 6. Home again. Heidi returned to her grandfather, who welcomed her with open arms. "Oh, grandfather," she cried, "I'm home." Life on the Alp felt even more beautiful than before. Heidi also learned to read with Peter's grandmother, bringing her great happiness. Chapter 7. Clara comes to the mountains. The following summer, Clara visited Heidi with her grandmother and the doctor. The mountain air strengthened Clara. Each day, Heidi encouraged her to try standing. One afternoon, Clara took a step, then another. Soon, she was walking. Everyone rejoiced. Peter, however, felt jealous and once pushed Clara's wheelchair down a cliff. When he confessed, he was forgiven but learned a hard lesson about envy. Chapter 8, A Changed Man. The arm uncle rejoined village life, attending church and making peace with the people. Heidi's presence had healed many hearts. Chapter 9, Forever a Child of the Alps. Years passed, but Heidi remained the same at heart, kind, joyful, and full of love. The mountains continued to echo with laughter, bells, and the gentle voice of a little girl who had changed the lives of everyone she met. Moral of the story: love and kindness can heal even the deepest wounds. Nature has the power to restore the human spirit. A child's pure heart can change the world. And so ends the story of Heidi, the child of the mountains.